Welcome back to my channel. In this second video on triggering, I want to reveal to you the real truth behind your emotional triggers. What I have to say to you in this video is probably the most important and maybe even shocking piece of information that I will ever give you. And it may be something that you have never heard before. So you will definitely want to stick around for this one. So let's get started. Thanks for being here right now because I care about what you're working through. My name is Carol and I'm a life coach from carolcares.com who helps all teens and young adults work through their mental health challenges. If you are thinking about self-harming right now, please hit the video link above at any time during this video. Now, in my first video on triggering, which I will link at the end for you, I told you that all triggers are teaching moments. They happen for you, not to you. They have a message or a lesson for you to learn. Whenever I got triggered in the past, I created a story in my head. So if someone didn't reply to a text or invite me to a party, a story immediately started in my head. Whatever the case, I would be blaming someone else or hating myself for what happened and how I was reacting to the situation. And my reaction to my triggers totally took over my mind. There are many times I thought I was going crazy. I had a very difficult time functioning when I get triggered. And I would beat myself up in my head, and it used to happen all the time. I had no control over who or what or when or how I would even get triggered. Triggers were literally running my life. To be honest, everyone and anything seemed to piss me off, and I knew that it just couldn't be normal. I felt like I was the only one who made up these stories in my head. And all of it became too much. I felt like there had to be something wrong with me. But I also knew that what I was feeling was real. And so it left me so confused and totally depressed about my situation. And nobody understood me. And I didn't even know what was going on. And so I spent years in therapy with different therapists trying to figure out what was wrong with me. I wanted to know what was going on in my head and why I had all these emotional triggers. It got to a point where I didn't know what was real and what wasn't anymore. I just knew that I needed help with sorting out all this anxiety and stress in my head. I needed someone to tell me that I wasn't crazy. And it wasn't until I found the trauma coach that I have now who finally understood what I felt in my head. She was the first person who told me that I wasn't crazy, and neither are you. You have emotional triggers for a reason, and this is why I want to help you, so you don't have to go through all those years of therapy that I had to. I want to share with you what I learned about my own emotional triggers. I want to tell you right now what the real truth is behind your emotional triggers. What I'm about to say to you is the most important message that I have for you on this journey. It's a message that you're going to have to repeat over and over to yourself until you finally start to accept and believe what is really happening when you are triggered. When you get triggered, or when your anxiety kicks in, or when you are in a full-blown anxiety attack, I want you to remember this one important truth about what is happening to you. Your emotional triggers are not about now. They're not. And this is what you will not want to believe, and you will forget it every time you are triggered. Your reaction to this trigger is about something that happened to you in your childhood. You may not know what it is. You may not remember it. You may have blocked it out. But it is coming up in your body and you need to pay attention to it now. Let me repeat this again. When you are triggered by someone or something, your reaction is not about now. You are actually reacting to something in the past that is very similar to what just triggered you. And the emotions that you are feeling now are the emotions that you would have felt as a child, but you couldn't because you were too little to comprehend what was going on. Maybe someone just said a few words to you, or you smelled something, or you saw something, and all of a sudden you're in full-blown anxiety or anger because of what just happened. And that's why people may accuse you of being dramatic or making this stuff up. But you're not. You're really reacting to something that happened a long time ago. So if you think about it, it makes all the sense in the world that your reaction is exaggerated now, because that's how you felt as a kid. You were petrified or hurt or angry as a child, and these emotions were too big for you to deal with at the time. Your reaction is not about now. It can't be. You wouldn't have this extreme reaction to it. It's about something that happened to you a long time ago when you were young. Maybe someone hurt you in some way when you were a child, frightened you, said something really mean to you, or you saw something horrible being played out on TV, or maybe even in your home. Well, these are frightening emotions that a child is too young to even understand or deal with at the time. So our body protects us by storing the memory and the emotion or the pain that is associated with it. And our minds do a great job of blocking these painful emotions. But our bodies always remember. They will tell us the truth. So when a similar incident to this memory comes up in your present life, your body immediately reacts to it because you've kept this memory hidden inside of you for so long, and you finally just blow and you release it when someone triggers you. It's an automatic response that you have no control over. But at the same time, your mind tries to block it to protect you from the pain by saying, nope, you're not going there. And that's why your reaction is so intense. Your triggers help to bring up these hidden emotions and memories in your body that your mind doesn't want you to see. And this is where I have to get honest with you. Some of these emotions or memories that want to come out may seem very frightening or painful to face. And that's why you will want to numb out or avoid your triggers. You don't want to look at what's really under them. The last thing you will want to do is to try to figure out what message or emotions are behind your triggers. Trust me, I get it. I have an eating disorder. And guess what I did when I got triggered? I wanted to binge on junk food. I wanted to numb the emotions that were coming up. I also self-harm by picking furiously at my scabs. These are my two telltale signs that an old emotion is coming up from my childhood. And now I can deal with it, but I still fight with it, even today when I'm triggered. And you probably know your own patterns when you get triggered. You'll go on your device, you'll binge on Netflix videos, you'll eat, sleep, self-harm, or use some substance that helps you numb out. Triggers bring on very strong emotions that you just don't want to deal with. And that's why you keep telling yourself that the emotional reactions you're having to a particular trigger is about the present moment. You will not want to face the real truth behind your emotional triggers. Everything in you will scream at you to tell you that what you are currently experiencing is about now. But it's not. The real truth behind your emotional triggers is this. Your triggers are not about now. Your triggers happen to you to give you a message about something that you need to face. And this is why your triggers are unique to you. Because whatever you're feeling when you are triggered happened to you, not to someone else. That's why other people don't understand your emotional reactions when you get triggered. And your current triggers are bringing it all up for you now, so that you can begin to feel what you needed to as a child, but you couldn't. I hope this makes sense to you. You may actually have to re-watch this video. Your triggers may also have a memory attached to them, or an old emotion that needs to be released, like anger, fear, shame, or grief. This is all bottled up inside of you and it wants to get out. so that you can no longer have to keep experiencing that same trigger over and over again. Now, because I've learned to face my own triggers when they come up, I don't react to them in the same way that I used to. I know how to deal with them now. When I'm triggered, or when anxiety kicks in again, I have to remind myself over and over, even today, that it's not about now. And I have to repeat that 1,000,000 times because I never want to believe it when I'm triggered. And if you want to see some real change in your life, you have to start facing the real truth behind your emotional triggers. And you can do this. I know you can. It's not easy, but we will do this together. If you have any further questions about triggers or any challenges that you may be facing right now, you can fill out a form on my website, CAROLECARES.com, under the question and answer section. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Instagram. And remember to have compassion for yourself for what you are working through. And stay safe. Bye for now.